Hello, welcome to my messy house. I'm Tina Bebbington, librarian for history, academic and technical writing, and newspapers at the University of Victoria. Today I want to talk to you about your pre-research. So you have an assignment, you haven't started it yet. How do you go from not starting to starting with your research? So I really endorse a technique called the mind map, which is where you take the biggest piece of paper you can find and all the colored pens and pencils you can find. Be as creative as possible, um, and just write everything you know about your topic on this piece of paper. So put your, put your big topic in the middle, branch off from that, make bubbles, draw lines, connect related ideas, figure out what it is you really want to talk about in your paper, because you will have been given probably a very big topic and you're going to have to narrow that down so it fits in the size of your paper. You're not writing books, probably. You're not writing encyclopedia sets. You're writing, a 12 or 30 or 40-page paper, whatever that is supposed to be. So it needs to be focused, it needs to be specific, and you need to have boundaries on it. So when you're done the mind map, hopefully you've blorged everything you know about your topic onto this piece of paper, and then it's out of your head, which helps for stress and also decision making. So when everything's out of your head and on a piece of paper, you can see it much more clearly, hopefully, and you can see like things grouped together or with lots of lines drawn on them. You can figure out which nodes of that diagram you want to make your research question. What do you really want to know about? You'll have identified what you do know and what you don't know, so gaps in your knowledge that you can fill in with research later. And you're going to have boundaries on things. So what you want out of this is to look at that diagram that you've drawn and say, okay, this area is going to be my research question with these boundaries and these particulars. So in order to have a useful research question, it's got to have specifics. So you need to look at the people, places, things, the date range that you're focusing on, the geographic area that you're focusing on. Also, you can think about that point if it's going to be comparative or some other thing. You might think about the philosophies underlying your arguments, but importantly, you need to come up with a research question that asks an arguable question that has boundaries, right? So geographical, time period, what group of people you care about, that sort of thing. And then from out of that research question, you will eventually answer it, and that'll be your thesis. So don't think about a thesis now. A thesis is the answer to the question. What happens if we go in with an answer already in mind? We bias ourselves terribly. So you don't want to go there. You just want to start with a question and an open mind, okay? You want to make sure that you address all the viewpoints and the multiple narratives that could exist for your topic. You want to at least address lots of different arguments, so you look like you have thought it through and you have looked at every point of view. That's really important. If you have gaps in your basic knowledge around your topic, you need to consult some more research material. This becomes, you're moving then from the thinking phase to the doing phase, but this is pre-research. So look at things like scholarly encyclopedias, dictionaries for your discipline to define the terms that you may not be able to define. Even if we think we understand the words, having a dictionary definition is super useful, and you can put that in your paper and demonstrate that you understand what you're talking about in terms of all this language that scholars use. Some of it's very particular to a discipline, so you want to make sure you're not just looking at the Oxford English Dictionary, but the Dictionary of History or a dictionary of a particular discipline, so you really can understand what scholars mean by those words. That's another thing that you want to make sure that you do. You want to look at how scholars look at a topic. What time periods do they assign to it? What geographic areas do they look at around a certain topic? And also, you want to make sure that you identify any controversies that may exist around a topic, because historians argue things. That's what we do. And you want to make sure that you are addressing, again, all the different viewpoints. So this could be reference books, dictionaries, your textbooks, your course readings, regular books that are scholarly but are very broad in scope, so that you're getting the background, the big picture for your topic. All these things add to your background knowledge, which is really important because you need to know a lot in order to work with scholarly articles, which is the step that comes next. So just to recap, you want to make sure that you figure out what you do and do not know about your topic, address the gaps in your background information, have a ready list of things like facts, names, dates, events, things that you can turn into keywords or use as entry points into your topic. Identify the key stakeholders that are pertinent to your topic and how you want to look at it. And just have a very clear and specific research question. Once you have a very clear and specific research question, you're ready to do some research. All of that pre-research, you may not cite that material in your paper unless you're actually using it, but it all adds to your knowledge, and that will help you assess the research material you find afterwards. It'll help you know what's important. It'll help you identify any possible pitfalls or danger areas around your topic. So take the time to think it through, to write it down, to do that research. Once you have a research question in mind, it's really important then that you unpack that and you make a list of all the possible keywords that could come out of that topic. So think about synonyms, which are different words for the same thing. English is full of this. Classic example, women, girls, that sort of thing. But also everything in English we can say 5 different ways. Sometimes those different words mean different things to different stakeholders or to different points of view. So a certain terminology can be very oppositional, or it can be very supportive of an idea. So you want to make sure that you note and flag those so you can address all the different viewpoints. And I highly recommend you do this on paper, because research shows we're more creative with a pen in our hand than a keyboard, but whatever works for you, just do it. Put that thinking time in. You'll save yourself time on the other side, I promise you. So take the time to do that. If you're feeling stuck, let us know at askus@uvic.ca or email me directly, and we'll get you sorted. I can recommend really, really good research material for that pre-research phase, and help you identify any gaps that you may have. And then we can talk about your overall research strategy, which I will get to in the next video when we talk about databases and scholarly articles, which is the really, really fun stuff. So again, ask for help if you need it. Put thinking in up front, save yourself time at the other end, and make sure you're looking at scholarly sources. The open web and the internet and Wikipedia can be very useful. They can also take you to really useful scholarly stuff that we have in the library. So don't abandon those things, but don't stop there either, because we're scholars now. Okay, thank you so much, and have fun doing that. I really find the mind map so liberating, and just as a stress buster, but also it's a very, very useful tool. So I'll have a video about that at some point, but for now, if you want more information about mind map or anything else that I've said, visit our website at uvic.ca/library or contact me. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.